Hey, it's me, eyyD3, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some different hip-hop albums that are to be coming out, and some rumored releases that are looming around the corner. So from different hit artists and some smaller artists that you may not really know, or some smaller artists that you don't really care for. Doesn't really matter. There's some news in the industry as to what's to be coming out soon. There's probably going to be something about it in here. There will be some stuff that I obviously miss, but hopefully I can get it next week or whenever I can attend it, maybe on Twitter or something like that as well. First artist I want to talk about is Lil Nas X. His album Montero is supposed to be coming out on Friday. This is an artist who has very many hit songs. He is very radio focused, and I don't exactly know if he's going to be trying to come out with a hit album that is talking about, the standard album stuff, not really talking about, but going over the standard kind of album layout where you have some sadder songs and different, just different emotions. Or I'm curious if he's going in more of the Drake route, where you have a bunch of really hit songs and you try to make record sales and a bunch of other stuff. So it's going to be kind of interesting to hear what Lil Nas X has to offer on his EP, 7 EP. He kind of had that kind of radio hit song agenda to go for, where he had a couple songs like Rodeo and Panini. I'm not exactly sure if he's going to be trying to do the same thing with Montero. Obviously the title track has already been released and is already a hit song, but we are not exactly sure if the rest of the album will be a bunch of that or if it will be a bit more of a mix. I'm kind of curious as to what it's going to sound like. Maybe I'll give it a listen on the channel, not 100% sure yet, but there you go, Montero. Now, again, like I said, there isn't going to be very many different big title named artists, but the second biggest is Baby No Money. Baby No Money is a Canadian rapper from Vancouver, my hometown. He is coming out with his album called Eat Ya Veggies. Pretty excited for this album. I'm quite a big fan of Baby No Money, and I'm not exactly sure what's going to be on the album, but he already has come out with the song Edamame with Rich Brian. I'm not exactly sure if he's going to be going with a all vegetable title themed album, because the first song that we've had, the first and only song we have from the album so far, is the song Edamame, which is actually a pretty good song in my personal opinion. But I'm kind of curious as to what this album has to offer. He's already announced the tour with the album already, so I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be a hit as much as he would want it to be. I have confidence with him, and I'm not exactly sure what to expect, but I'll definitely be giving it a listen. On the channel, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not exactly sure if he gets that type of that viewer base or whatever, but maybe if there's not very many videos about it on the YouTube, I will probably just do it myself anyways, and I'll be like the only one. Now, as I said, there weren't very many big title artists, and so another artist who is going to be coming out with an album who actually has a date set out already is the rapper Token. If you don't really know who Token is, he is a YouTube rapper who does he's pretty known for being a pretty talented lyrical artist on YouTube, and I'm not exactly sure what his album has to offer as well. It's not necessarily something that a lot of people are going to be very excited for, and it's going to be something a lot of people are going to be making fun of, but I might give it a listen myself. I'm a little bit interested as to what he has to offer. He does actually have a couple good songs here and there. I don't really know very many of them other than Code Red, but I am kind of curious as to what this album has to offer. The album Pink is Better is coming out on October 8th. Now, that's all for the albums that are actually already announced. There is a West Side Gun album that I'm not exactly sure if it's coming out this Friday or if it's coming out on Halloween. I've seen a bunch of different rumors talking about this album maybe coming out on Friday. It is actually listed on Genius as an album that is coming out this Friday, but most of his fans know that this series of album from Hitler Wears Hermes is supposed to be coming out on Halloween, like it already has every other time it's come out. So I'm not exactly sure if that album is coming out on Friday. If it is, you can look out for it. If not, then look forward to Halloween. But with all that being said, there are some speculatory album things that were being talked about a lot recently that were supposed to have been coming out this past weekend actually. Two of which obviously being Kanye West with Donda, his Donda Deluxe Edition. There was a tweet from the Kids See Ghost official Facebook page that had said Donda Deluxe on September 12th. Now, that album didn't actually end up coming out, obviously, or else it would be absolutely everywhere, just like Donda was when it had first come out. But we don't exactly know what happened with this tweet, this Facebook post, but it is kind of out there, and there could be a Donda Deluxe. We don't know. The second artist I want to talk about in the failed section is Playboi Carti, as he had announced his album Narcissist coming out on September 13th. Obviously, it has now been past that point, and there is no album from Playboi Carti, but there was actually his birthday, and there was also the announcement of a clothing line called Narcissist. So we're not exactly sure if it's 100% a clothing line and an album, or what's going on with it, but there are tour dates in place for this album. We don't exactly know what's going on with it, but if I have an update, I will let you guys know. For now, it does seem to just be a clothing line, and that's about it. There's a lot of Rick Owens inspired stuff in this clothing line. I don't really know much about it, to be honest, but I do understand that a lot of Playboi Carti fans are quite disappointed and didn't want to wish him a happy birthday as a result. Now, some speculatory stuff that is not actually announced yet, but it's kind of been talked about, and we don't 100% know what's going on with it. And so, number one is going to be Travis Scott with his album Utopia. This is an album that I am super fucking excited for. I have been a pretty big fan of Travis Scott in recent years, and I don't exactly know what makes him so special, but I'm here for it. And obviously, since Astroworld, he had already been talking about his next album being called Utopia. So many people are excited for this album to be coming out, and we don't exactly know when it will be coming out. There is a bunch of rumors talking about it coming out in 2021, but a lot of people are speculating that it will be pushed back till 2022. We don't exactly 100% know, but recently Travis Scott did win a VMA award for his music video for Franchise. In his speech where he accepted the VMA award, he had said a bunch of different stuff talking about making sure that you spread love with the people around you and whoever else. And then as he was walking off the stage, he quickly turned around, ran back to the mic, and said, "Utopia soon."
Before I go, I just want to tell y'all, love is the biggest thing that we can ever hold. Spread love and everything will be okay. Everybody to your left and to your right and to your friends, I love y'all so much.
So we don't exactly know what that means by soon. It could mean anything. Travis Scott is a bit of a forward thinker, so it could be quite far out. We don't exactly know yet. When it comes to the album, I'm quite excited, and I don't exactly know what's to expect on it. We do know that it is going to be a similar theme to Astroworld, as it had the kind of the roller coaster stuff to it, but instead of a roller coaster, it will be a space theme, which I'm pretty excited for. Now, a little bit more of a speculatory thing is going to be Logic. Now, Logic is probably my favorite rapper, but I do not exactly know what he's got in mind lately. There is a bunch of different albums that he has been coming out with, and some, I guess, mixtapes as well. They are pretty good for the most part, but a lot of them have been getting a lot of hate from a lot of people. I definitely have been giving my fair criticism of the albums myself, and I'm more excited for his big album, as Travis Scott has Utopia, Logic has Ultra 85. Now, Ultra 85 is an album that has been talked about for years as a Logic fan, and many people have been talking about this album as the big one, the one that he kind of finishes off the storyline that he kind of built with The Incredible True Story. Now, as a fan of Logic, my personal favorite album from him is The Incredible True Story, as I like a lot of these space themes, the rocket back there. But I'm kind of curious as to what he does with the rest of the story, how he finishes it out, what kind of sound he's going for, because there are rumored to be 8 different kind of styles or genres of Ultra 85 that have been made, but we don't exactly know which one we're going to receive when it comes out. But there was a tweet from Logic recently that he's said Ultra 85 coming out in 2024, so that is quite far out, obviously, but it is something that happened quite recently as a tweet anyways, and so I'm excited. But obviously with Logic comes a bunch of different rumors to it, and there's probably some sort of theory in there. We don't exactly know if it's going to be coming out anytime soon, or if it is actually set out to be coming out in 2024. A lot of the people around him and Visionary Music Group have been pushing the narrative that it is coming out in 2024, but you never know. The last artist I want to talk about under the speculation category is Denzel Curry with this album Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. We're not exactly sure when this album is coming out or if there's any little bit of a timeline here so far, but there is the rumor that it is coming out soon. However soon that is, you may decide. He has kind of gone on Twitter and Instagram recently, and he had blacked out his page, similar to how Kanye West did his stuff with Donda, but we're not exactly sure what's going on with that, and he basically listed his page as under construction. It is both there on Instagram and on Twitter, and recently, I believe on Sunday or Monday, he actually tweeted out saying, what are some upcoming artists that you are interested in, and I'm assuming to have on his album. So it's probably still in the works. There has been a tweet from Lyrical Lemonade's Cole Bennett where he has talked about listening to the album and saying that it was very impressive. So we're not exactly sure if the album is completed or not, and if it's coming out anytime soon. But with Denzel Curry, and his bigger albums, he has done a lot of these bit of a change in his style, similar to Tyler the Creator, where he kind of changes his style for a little bit with the release of an album, making a bit of an era when it comes to his discography. And in other news, there is a movie starring both Kid Cudi and Ariana Grande to be coming out on December 10th with Netflix, called Don't Look Up. The lead actor is actually Leonardo DiCaprio, so that's pretty interesting. There's also a couple other people on the cast, but I don't exactly pay attention to the rest, as I only paid attention to people I'm actually interested in. But yeah, so Don't Look Up, a movie from Netflix starring 2 artists. Now, in other news from Netflix and Kid Cudi himself, there is the obviously rumored album and show called Intergalactic, with Kid Cudi's big vision that he's supposedly coming out with. Now, last year there was rumors of it coming out in 2020, but there was actually news and announcement saying that it was going to be coming out in 2022 as opposed to 2021. So yeah, I just kind of thought I'd mention that as I talked about Kid Cudi and Netflix. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you thought that it was kind of helpful to hear some news about what's coming up in the future, make sure to leave a like, make a comment down below if I got something wrong. I'm not 100% sure if I did or not. And also subscribe down below. Check out my Twitter. That's all for today. Peace.